Hello and welcome to IMDB Rants Volume 3, and this one is for Christian Slater. There's the Royal Mail van. Is he coming here? Hope not, I've just done my unboxing for the day. Right, so Christian Slater, household name, one of the most distinctive voices, and a lot of people don't realise, or may realise, that his mum, Mary, is a massive casting agent. So Christian may have been pumped up, no pun intended, into the acting game, but I think he's great. He's a sinister bastard, he can be quite funny, he's a great voice talent, he's been in some brilliant films, long lost gems like Pump Up the Volume and Cuffs, and I've actually got to meet Christian Slater, and he actually appears on this channel. Really nice guy. Did Glen Ross in London a couple of years ago. Show, it's really good. So started off well into the Search for Tomorrow, and he was in Army of the Dead, Las Vegas. There's no dates on them, but these are all dated around the late 70s. Standing Room Only, ABC's Library, Pardon Me for Living, ABC Weekend Specials, Living Proof, the Hank Williamson story from 1983, so that's the year I was born. Now, you might hear next door, because I'm above next door. My house is weird. But yeah, probably none of them. I've seen none of them. Don't know if they're available. All My Children, I've heard of that, but not that. Is one episode in that. Tales from the Dark Side, though. One episode in that. So again, he was bouncing around TV. You know what I mean? Gets his foot in the door. His mum's a casting agent. You got to remember that. But then comes The Legend of Billie Jean, which has been available on Blu-ray in America, and that is a very powerful movie for the time. The music's class in it. It's very dominant. The woman literally just marches across America, and Christian plays her brother in it. Everyone gets them confused because she's actually called Heather Slater, so I think there was a bit of a mismatch. She went on to be, was she not Superwoman? I'm getting a bit confused here. But then we've got Ryan's Hope, and then we've got In Name of the Rose, probably one of my least liked films of Christian Slater. Sean Connery in there. It's just, I don't know, there's something eerie and odd about it. I do own it. As I say, everything up until The Legend of Billie Jean, I've not seen the light of day. Legend of Billie Jean was available on VHS in the UK, but I've not seen the light of day since. In the Name of the Rose has been released on VHS, has a lot of different covers, and is available on DVD. After that, we've got Twisted. Never seen that, but Christian Slater is rocking on the front cover. Looks like he's got a sort of, looks like a version of Hook, the cover. It's like, honestly, God, that could literally be, but it looks like a breakout role, Christian Slater. He's got like the Peter Pan. Like that, anyone else agree? That could be Hook. A step beyond insanity. But yeah, he was creeping in there. He also popped up in the Equalizer. He also popped up in Crime Story. But again, I've never heard of Twisted, but that looks like something that could end up on Arrow Entertainment or anything like that. I'm just going to get rid of this light behind us. Probably dark it down. Just every time I move my head, the focus. It's snowing like fuck outside, so I'm keeping myself entertained. So anyway, about the Equalizer, we've got Secrets, Bobby 86, No Picture for it, LA Law, Tucker, Another Man and His Dream. So that's been available. That's just recently been released on Blu-ray in the UK. So when work opens back up, I'll probably add that to my collection. Say Christian Slater, when it comes to the channel, I do the Good, the Bad and What the Fox, and Christian Slater has had about 4 entries. Stuff like Basil and stuff is down there, which I need to watch for another chapter of Good, the Bad and the What the Fox. So knowing that Tucker is a Christian Slater movie, which I didn't know, I will be picking that up. Next up, probably the one what made him a household name on a younger generation and made him quite hip, is Gleaming of the Cube. Gleaming of the Cube is all about skateboarding, really puts the skateboarding on the map and stuff. Seen the light of day on DVD. It's had a few different versions. I think one of the DVDs that came out is a really weird silver one. There's just a cube and it looks really poor for a DVD box. After that, we got Desperate for Love. Christian Slater giving the evil eyes. Then, this is where Christian Slater just went poof. We're talking Heathers. He is absolutely phenomenal on Heathers. Now, Heathers has seen the light of day on VHS. It's seen the light of day on DVD. It's seen the light of day as an anniversary on DVD, and it has recently been picked up by Arrow. But Arrow, to me, dropped the ball. Not only, like, there's a steelbook out there, and I think some company got the exclusive, but it's a very limited. But like Heathers, when you look at some of the editions Arrow have done, and I'm just going to grab Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas as a pointer. When you look at editions they've done like that, which is class, and again, that had already been out on DVD. I mean, Warrant, you get an amazing film by Hunter S. Thompson. When they released Heathers, they just went boom, there you go, that's what you get. Again, amazing movie. That film is just class. I mean, Winona Ryder for a start. Again, at the time, people were discovering her through Mermaids. Edward Scissorhands would be a couple of years later, but Winona Ryder was on the rise. She was in Lucas and stuff like that. So again, it was brilliant casting, proper dark comedy film. Beyond the Stars, I've never seen it. It is on the pile to watch, and I actually fucking own it on Laserdisc over there. I've just seen it before. I forgot I had that on Laserdisc. So that's one, Martin Sheen. So that's After Heathers. After that, we've got The Edge. Never seen or heard of that. Then we've got one of the most sought after movies, The Wizard. He plays the younger brother. He plays the bigger brother in that. I love The Wizard, even though it's called Nintendo's advert for Super Mario Bros. 3. I love it. The Trace Across America. I just remember seeing it as a kid and being like, fucking hell, this is a film. It's amazing. It's just disappeared into limbo. Has seen the light of day on Blu-ray release in America. There's a lot of people being importing it. But yeah, it's very sought after. Then we've got Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. So he was in Tales of the Dark Side as a kid, and he's came back to be in the movie. Segment lot 249, yep. Someone again I've wanted to be sought after and looked out for that, but never seen the light of day again. Especially when you get into these films when you used to just get these big books, or the Horrocks books or something, where you didn't have IMDB on your phone, or you might be able to get the IMDB dial up, you'd possibly see. I mean, if anyone goes back in the day, how long Bad Boys 2 was in development, fuck me, that was the start of the internet. And again, you would hear about these films, and then it wouldn't list TV shows, or it wouldn't list cameo or appearances. After that, we've got a well-established movie, and I had to move you there because it's right there. It's quite handy doing stuff in this room because we're talking. There we go. Dun dun dun. I was going to say, I'm sure, yeah, I've got a cork off next there. Young Guns 2. Obviously, Young Guns was a big hit. The Brat Pack, and then introducing Christian Slater into that, established him in there. He was quite good at it. It's not your gang, Dave. I still talk about this. When I met Christian Slater, a guy was behind us, and he was just loitering around the street. I didn't see him in the show. He wasn't dressed like he'd just been in a fucking play, or like actually in the audience and that, because, not being funny, it was at the Playhouse. It was quite a nice lagering place to be. And he had a picture of Christian Slater from Young Guns 2, and he asked him to sign it after it. And as I say, Christian didn't have to sign anybody. He didn't have to stop to talk to anyone. He was done for the day. And I had a guy, literally, I was like, watch this. And the next day, that picture was on eBay straight away. I'm like, fuck off, man. Like, no fucking way. I mean, it's up here. I'm going to take it off the wall just for this video. There you go. Like, Christian Slater borrowed my pen, hence why that's the lid of the pen. I thought that was really cool, but that's all signed in there. But I fucking let him pump up the volume, and he never gives the fucker back. Right, hang on. So anyway, Pump Up the Volume, man, just an amazing movie. Right, so next is Pump Up the Volume. I put the film that a lot of people say put Christian Slater on the map. As I said, I watched some interviews with Christian Slater leading up to going to that show, and he said he would been wanting to watch Pump Up the Volume. It has been released on DVD in the UK, very briefly, very rarely, hard to get a hold of. It took me fucking years to get a hold of one of them. I had an alternative version of that, and I lent it him. Never gives it back. Check out, he's on the channel. Anyway, after that, big breakout movie for him, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Brilliant in support cast. Obviously drops the F-bomb if you didn't know that on the film. At this point, he's a household name. You know what I mean? He's literally just established. I mean, you can see it's took him a while, but he's got there. After that, mobsters coming along, the idea of, but go on, hang on. So Young Guns 2, it's available on DVD, it was available on VHS, it's never seen the light of day on Blu-ray. I do believe it's probably going to come out in the HMV collection. It's one of them that suits the premiere title. Pump Up the Volume, never been released, but Arrow. If Arrow's done Heathers, they're going to do that, I think. Then Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Funny story about Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Been available on every format. DVD, VHS. I actually still, it's buried down there though. Still have an original VHS I bought with my own money. I was over the moon to hear a rumour that Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves had been bought by Arrow. And I was like, especially what they did with Waterworld, and especially, like what they're known for. And then they just fucking dumped 4 films out one day. I was putting them out at work and I went, are you fucking serious? Fucking Arrow, I've got Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. They've got Last of the Mohicans. Robin Hood of the Hood and True Romance were all just dumped out, like on Arrow's label. Slapped back, no extra features. Wow, I was like, fuck off. And obviously Robin Hood, this is an extended cut that is very sought after that you can only get in America. So again, you know, there's an open market for Robin Hood. After Robin Hood, we got Mobsters. Mobsters, I've seen the light on DVD. Normally it comes with a nice price if you're trying to get it on DVD. It's a very limited run. I actually don't own it. I own it on VHS. It's running around here somewhere, but not on DVD. I've seen it quite a lot of times. To me, it's that era. I think it was just a quick cash in after Goodfellas. Goodfellas is fucking outstanding. Goodfellas. And I think that's all it was. After that, Star Trek, An Undiscovered Country. Now, if you ever want to know his relationship with his mum cast that Star Trek. Christian Slater literally looks like he's walked off the set of Cuffs, knocks on the door, the captain gets out of bed and he's like, what's going on? He goes, says, bah, 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 and he's gone. It's just a glorified cameo. He actually saved his check, never cashed it, framed it. He was a big fan of Star Wars, Star Trek, sorry. Now I'll be seeing Galaxy Quest next, and he keeps it framed. As I say, he just wanted to be in the movie. After that, we've got one of my favourite films of all time, Cuffs. VHS posters just left at the door. When I met Christian, bearing in mind I carried a big box VHS around, and like that, and he was getting that fucking VHS. I was like, that's what I got him to sign. I love Cuffs. Cuffs needs released. It's never seen the light of day since VHS in the UK. It's got a love letter to Beverly Hills Cop. It's just Christian Slater is on the map, man. It's just a fun, well-made movie with a lot of supporting cast you know from other stuff. After that, Where the Day Takes You. Never fucking heard of it. Social Worker, uncredited. Wow, Sean Astin, Will Smith. Wow. That's got a big ass cast in that. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Where the Day Takes You. Never heard of it. I think Will Smith's on the thing with no legs. Yeah, Will Smith's got no legs on it. Well, that'll be an interesting one. Never heard. Will Smith will be an interesting IMDB. After that, Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest. He is the voice in that. It has appeared on DVD and VHS, but it's never seen the light of day of anything after that. After that, we've got Untamed Heart, also known as the Baboon Heart. But again, don't know if he's going to change the name of the Baboon Heart on. One of Christian Slater's most underrated movies. He's called Adam. He's dead quiet. Heavily trailed in the 90s with he basically saves his work colleague and she falls in one, but he goes, wait, I'm not finished. Amazing movie, absolutely amazing. Available on DVD and has been available on VHS and on Laserdisc. So I actually own it on Laserdisc. After that, we've got the film, which was absolutely amazing. The film that I've got multiple versions of. It's called True Romance. Amazing movie. Christian Slater not to appear in another Tarantino movie since. It needs to happen. He's classing it. That's available on all formats, Blu-ray. Again, it's one of the ones Arrow dropped out. I mean, imagine if they brought a special edition of True Romance out like that. Like, what were they fucking thinking? After that, a very rare film, Jimmy Hollywood, that I actually buy for nearly £20 second hand in the last of the good, the bad, and the what the fucks. Jimmy Holiday comes after True Romance. Joe Pesci is wannabe actor, wants to be famous, and is willing to create a guy called Jericho and basically go around and sort of become a vigilante in Hollywood. Meanwhile, Christian Slater, he's playing the character very not 100% clued on. Quite a good supporting role. I seen it on Netflix years ago, and then it actually appeared to buy. And again, it's like pump up the volume. They must have made a little limited batch. Done, dusted, gone, whack, bang, gone. So Jimmy Hollywood, check it out if you can get a hold of it. As I said, Joe Pesci, just being Joe Pesci. After that, Interview with the Vampire, now famously known Christian Slater replaced River Phoenix. And again, it's a very important role, him and Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt again was on the rise. Massive cast. Interview with the Vampire, massive thing on DVD and VHS. Not too much on VHS. Got a commentary, drags on a bit the commentary. Interview with the Vampire I thought would have warranted a very special edition by now. It is available on Blu-ray, stripped back, bare bones though. It's Warner Brothers, so Interview with the Vampire could end up on HMV's premium label. That would be a corker. The next one's Seven Brides and Seven Brothers, so anything's possible. After that, again, you want to talk about a film. I often go on about a film called Dream a Little Dream starring Corey Feldman, how it's batshit crazy and you don't know what the fuck's going on. It's fucking yoga and dream sequences and all kinds of weird shit. Same director, who's unfortunately been passed a number of years now. Murder in the First. Now, funny story about Murder in the First, Bed of Roses, and Broken Arrow. When I was in New Zealand in '95 when I first went, when my dad first moved to Auckland, I remember standing on one of the big Auckland towers, and I shit you not, fucking Broken Arrow was coming out, Murder in the First was coming out, and Bed of Roses. Everywhere I looked, on big fucking billboards, because this is the fucking era of cinema, mid-90s, Christian Slater, fucking huge. So, Murder in the First is an amazing movie based on a true story. He plays it great. Again, when he plays the lawyer trying to get Kevin Bacon and Gary Oldman, fantastic. Again, this film isn't available. It's seen the light of day on DVD, but it's gone. It's another film that needs to come out. It needs to be treated with some respect. The film's fucking mint. It deserves to be on Arrow or a HMV label. Next up, Bed of Roses. Nothing to do with Bon Jovi's song. There, bang, Bed of Roses. Never seen the light of day since VHS. Gone with the wind. Gone. Christian Slater, bit of a sex pest in it. Sends her flowers. Again, Christian Slater being made as a household name. Never seen the light of day. And then we've got Broken Arrow, the second film from John Woo, he said the debut. But if you think about this, you think about John Travolta. Pulp Fiction had just landed. John Travolta playing a bad guy. He's fucking ruthless in this. He's hutched a bit. Christian Slater. This is where Christian Slater goes from being the heartthrob bad guy into the action sequence. So this is where Christian Slater is really going to try to go towards action. Watched it the other night. I'm going to do a podcast for it actually. I actually didn't realise how many times I actually own this movie. It's quite a lot. It's actually scary. So it's up here as well. And I don't know if this is my original one. Yeah, that's my original one. I actually have it'll be there somewhere. I actually have a sample edition of it. And I actually have about 4 versions. Maybe it's 3 on Laserdisc. I don't know why. That'll be the outtake, me looking at them Laserdiscs. Because I've got loads of Christian Slater films on Laserdisc. But yeah, it's a great film. Not available anymore on Blu-ray. It's been done and dusted. Strap back edition. So again, great film. After that, Austin Powers, the International Man of Mystery. Went to see the pictures with my friend Mark Chambers, and there goes Christian Slater. I was like, fucking hell, Christian Slater's in this. But like Austin Powers, for some reason, Austin Powers, like Friday, like Rush Hour, these films make a trilogy, then they get lost in limbo because the rights fall out the bottom of it. And Austin Powers is one of these ones which just disappeared in obscurity. But yeah, Christian Slater pops up with that. He then pops up in Julian Pro. I once bought that dead cheap for ex-rental. I don't think I had any cash on it, and I never went back to get it from Global. Never seen it. Been available on VHS. Never seen the light of day since. After that, we got Merry Christmas. No idea. After that, Hard Motherfucking Rain. Massive poster of Hard Rain in the over room. Love it. Again, it's written by Graham Yosh, who did Speed, Broken Arrow, and also did Justified. Christian Slater, Morgan Freeman reunite from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It hasn't aged amazingly well, but again, I just love it for the nostalgia stakes. It was called The Flood. This is again the era of disaster movies, now discontinued on Blu-ray. So it's been out on VHS, it's been out on Laserdisc, it's been out on DVD, and it was out on Blu-ray, stripped back, bare bones edition. Just down there, which was going for £40 on Music Magpie. I was like, fuck right off. And then one day it dropped down £8. I went, that's better. But yeah, Hard Rain, love it to bits. So yeah, so we're halfway through his career. We then got Basil, which I've never seen, but I've got it on DVD. It's down there. Then we got Very Bad Things, which to me is a sequel to Heathers. I've got Very Bad Things on big box VHS and DVD. Let's have a look around, because a lot of these will just be like Christian Slater stuff. It's mint. I mean, if you look at the cast then, I mean, John Favreau's in there, Daniel Stern's in there, Cameron Diaz, Cans de Vegas, the killer stripper by accident. Jeremy Piven's in it, and it just sets off a fucking chain of events. But it's the ruthlessness of Christian Slater. Needs a Blu-ray release. Again, that's something Arrow could grab. After that, we've got The Contender. That's down there to watch, so I'm not seeing The Contender, but it is available on DVD. After that, we've got 3,000 Miles to Graceland, a film that got lost. So at a certain point, Warner Brothers fell out with a lot of distributions and stuff like Collateral Damage, Queen of the Damned, all disappeared. And it wasn't until months, almost a year later, these films, including 3,000 Miles to Graceland, came back. Now, Kurt Russell had played Elvis before in John Carpenter's Elvis. Kevin Costner playing Elvis, like or whatever. You've got Courtney Cox is in this. David Arquette's in this. It's all about these Elvises that go and rob a casino. And it starts off these fucking metal music, metals going on, and this fucking crazy CGI fucking scorpions fighting. You think, what the fuck's going on here? And again, the Robert, and they're all like running around Vegas trying to sort some stuff out. But yeah, available on DVD, but I've only ever got it on Snapbox. It was out on VHS as well. After that, The Road to Graceland is Hanson as the voice. Who is Cletus Trout? Never heard of it, but it's got Richard Dreyfuss in, as well as Tim Allen. How has that not been released over here? After that, he has a small role in Zoolander. Zoolander is someone I've been meaning to buy a few times, but I think I've seen it, and I think I'll get Zoolander 1 and 2. After that, very underrated movie. Zoolander is available on Blu-ray, by the way. Hard Cash. Often see this as Hollywood DVD, right? Christian Slater reunited with Val Kilmer, where you can actually fucking see him this time, along with Minnie Mees in there. Big cast, supporting cast, about bank robberies and heist. When it came out, it was slapped as like a cheap budget thing. It's not a bad movie. Check out Hard Cash. You'll normally see it in charity shops. It's not rare. After that, he returns with John Woo. John Woo went off to work with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta in Face Off, and then came back to make Windtalkers. Christian Slater plays the support role in it. He meets his demise by blinking as a samurai sword strikes him down, while Nicolas Cage is running around deaf. But it's a great story. Some big sequences in that. After that, he had Windtalkers is available with the Blu-ray. After that, he had an appearance in The West Wing for 3 episodes. Masked and Anonymous, never fucking heard of it. Again, this is the beauty of doing these rants. I'm fucking so unprepared. But it's got Jeff Bridges in, John Gunman, Luke Wilson, Penelope Cruz, Bob fucking Dylan, and Jessica Lange. So, again, I have to keep an eye out for that. If I went back, you stupid bastard, Stephen. Like, it's the second time I've seen that white van go past. So yeah, as I say, I've never heard it. He was born in the 18th of August, 1969. He's an actor who's just definitely worked. I think in future when I do these rants, I should really pay attention to how long these rants may last. Christian Slater is an epic one. So anyway, if you're still with us, here we go. Flicking down the page. We're going to speed up a bit, because a lot of these are going to become hard to get a hold of. Fuck me. Jesus. He is worked. He has fucking worked, mind you. Fuck me, man. Come on. There we go. The Masked and Anonymous. Then Alias, 2 episodes in that. Then Minehunters. Pretty good film. And Christian Slater. Rennie Housen film. Again. Val Kilmer again as well. Johnny Lee Miller, LL Cool J. They all go to this island and they're all like, who did it? It's a really good film. Worth checking out. It's out on DVD. Then The Good Shepherd. I have got that. Don't really remember it. I get confused. Christian Slater's been a father a few times in movies, especially Way of the Wicked. But The Good Shepherd. Then Pursued. Anyone who likes heathers and very bad things, check out Pursued. Christian Slater is a headhunt trying to get a guy to go work for his company, and he's fucking ruthless. Really good film. Again, it's one of these cheap ones you see knocked out. Then you got Churchill, The Hollywood Years. That's on the pile there to revisit. You got Rick Mail and all kinds of people running around there. It's just fucking what the fuck. Discontinued now. Then we've got Alone in the Dark. I mean, jumping on the video game era, like Alone in the Dark, you think, fucking hell, this is going to be good. I mean, it had a bit of a following, but man, it was fucking terrible. Stephen Dorff's in there as well. It's really bad. Yuli Baldwin, it's really bad. I haven't seen that for a very long time on DVD. Then The Deal with Salton Blair in it. That wasn't too bad. I've got that on DVD. It has been released in the UK. Adventures of Jimmy Neutron. He was in 2 episodes of that. He was in Old Jack Old Job Jack, 1 episode. Then he was in Hollow Man 2. Perfect cast. I mean, this is the point where he's gone into voice acting now. It was a perfect cast to be. Like, if someone's running around going, I'm behind you. It's like, oh, just a person. But if it's Christian Slater, I know that voice from somewhere. And at the end of the movie, 2 invisible men fight. I've actually got a signed copy of that by the last in it. Then he was in a film called Bobby. I've never seen it. Then he was in My Name is Earl. There's 1 episode. My Name is Earl. Then he was in A Quiet Man, which is a guy who's pushed a bit too far. Has been released on DVD, but for some reason on Amazon Prime it has been released as a special edition, collector's edition, extended. It's the one where Christian Slater's got a bald head. Quite rare. After that, Slipstream. Fuck my life. Do not watch this movie if you're epileptic. Do not watch this movie, full stop. Anthony Hopkins and Christian Slater. I love video editing, and I've filmed a lot of my life, and I've got this on DVD, and I tried watching this, and I generally had a migraine after it. Like, I was like, oh my god, my head's bleeding. Like, wow. If you want to have some mental problems, watch that full. Couldn't even tell you what it's about. After that, he was the voice in the 10 Commandments of Moses. Again, Love's Lies Bleeding. That is down there to watch, but I had to get that imported from America. Igor, teaming up with John Cusack. He's the voice of Dr. Ego's voice. So there's a couple of egos. They're all like battling for supremacy. He was good in that. It's a really good film, Ego. After that, My Own Worst Enemy. 1 series. It's available in the UK. Again, you don't release a TV series if it's not complete. If you end at season 1 and don't finish the show, don't bother fucking releasing it. Like, it failed. Let people watch it on demand, and don't let people physically buy it and go, how's that end? You're never going to fucking know, but we got your money. You know. But it wasn't a bad show. It's Christian Slater playing he's got like a split personality. He's a secret agent 1 minute, then he's a household guy the next, and he starts to lose control. After that, Christian Slater in a Stephen King film called Dolan's Cadillac. A really like easy made movie. Again, he's playing a bit of a ruthless bad guy. It literally looks like they're just driving around the desert. After that, Lies and Illusion. Sorry, Dolan's Cadillac has been released on Blu-ray. Probably long gone, discontinued now. Lies and Illusion along with Cudden Gunner Jr. He's worked a few times with him. That has been released. I'm sure that's another one on the pile to watch. Popped Up in Curve of Your Enthusiasm. That's one. After that, The Forgotten TV series, 17 episodes. Never seen it. Again, another failed TV show that, again, it hasn't been released, so the followed rights there. After that, reunited with Cudden Gunner Jr. again in Sacrifice. And that's on the pile to watch down there as well. So that's been released on DVD. Without Men. I bought that nearly 6 years ago. I finally opened it in the last, The Good, The Bad, and What the Fucks. What the fuck? That movie is what the fuck. It's just like this crazy like town of women. And like Christian Slater comes to town, the vicar's sleeping with everyone, and he's like, it seems to, you think it's set in the past, but it's set, film make my head brain. Check out my proper review on that. It's just been. Next up, he popped in a film called The River Murders along with Ray Liotta and Vin Rames. Good support role in that has been available, but again, if you didn't buy it when it just came out, these disappear. If you don't catch them in Poundland on the rebound, you just disappear. After that, Entourage, he popped up in 1 episode of that as himself. He popped up in Robot Chicken. He popped up in a film called Back to the Sea, which is the voice of Jack. I've got that down there to watch. Sometimes I don't find myself to watch cartoons, but now Brit's around, probably watching that for the next one. After that, The Rites of Passage. That is a fucking amazing film. Christian Slater off his tits on crack cocaine, running around a fucking crack cocaine people while everyone's trying to worship the fucking Indians, and he sees a fucking like a stop motion fucking puppet on his shotgun. It's fucking mental. It's absolutely mental. Discontinued now, has been released. It's called The Rites of Passage and Final Rites. It's got 2 different names. Then Playback pops up briefly in that supporting role that has been released on DVD. Phillips and Phoebe, 1 episode. Sofia, which is a love letter to the town Sofia in Bulgaria, where a lot of films are made, and they just wanted to make a movie that's set around there. It's about Christian Slater following a woman who's got multiple split personality disorder. After that, Freaky Dicky. Finally watched that for the last Christian Slater films and never fucking remember it. It has been released on DVD. Then we've got El Gringo, starring Scott Adkins. It was a proper letdown. It was a movie Scott did where he was resting his leg. After that, we got Dawn Rider. Never seen it over here, but stars Donald Sutherland and also He must have been doing this at the same time. We got Hattonfields and the McCoys, Bad Blood, only ever been released in America. I've watched it, not a touch on the Kevin Costner one though. Soldiers of Fortune, sort of mini Expendables, Sean Bean, Vin Rames. Again, these are films that, you know, work in Europe, you're going to get into, you get locked in there, you spend a couple of weeks here, you spend a couple of weeks there, you're all done and dusted, gone and dusted. Has been released on DVD. Then he was in another TV series called Breaking In. I've never seen it. Then Guns, Girls, Gambling, Mental, Elvis, fucking crazy ass shooting in Vegas, Tarantino, twist, Gary Oldman running around with a bag full of money, worth checking out. Then we got a small role from in Bullet to the Head, Sylvester Stallone. I want to see Christian Slater in Expendables. But yeah, that was quite a good movie. That's been available on Blu-ray, so is Guns, Girls, Gambling. Then we got Bound, also known as A Power of Few. Christopher Walken reunited with him from True Romance. It's available on Blu-ray. If you check that out, it's about 4 different stories, all crashing really at a crossroads. It spins back and forth. Good watch. Out There, never heard of it, 1 episode. Assassin's Run, also known as White Swan. He's called Michael Mason in that. Never seen it. And then we got Stranded, which is fucking mental. There's a creepy bit when this guy's just running up the treadmill. It's all about like paranoia and fucking schizoism on a space station. Necrophiliac, Volume 1 and Volume 2, where he plays Joe's father. Yes, I watched all that. For a good, bad, and what the fuck. I will not be watching that again. Fucking mental. Stan Lee's Mighty 7, he popped up in that, is Laser Lord. Ask Me Anything, he's in that. Paul Spooner, never seen that, never heard of it. Way of the Wicked, only been released on Blu-ray in New Zealand, has been released. It stars Vinnie Jones, and you probably see Christian Slater on the front cover all the way through, even though he's hardly in the fucking movie. Mind Games, 13 episodes, another TV series, not really to get off the board. So he's had a couple of goes at TV series and they've just never went on. Mulan Gardening of the Moon, and we've got that in at work but I've never picked it up. Pops up in 2.5 Men as Christian Slater. Pops up and Hot Tub Time Machine 2. That's available on Blu-ray as the game show host. Really funny. True Deception along with James Franco, where James Franco is desperately trying to get him off when he's they're not sure what's going on. That has been available on DVD. Jake and the Neverlands, King Cobra, along with James Franco, says that year went with James Franco. Christian Slater is phenomenal in this because this is a full-on gay film. Franco and him do not hold back. As I say, I lent that out and never got it back, but again, it's a really good film. After that, he appears in Archers himself, Christian Slater. Dawn of the Croods voice, Jeff and the Some Aliens voice, Justice League Action voice, The Summit, never heard of it. Justice League Action, Rick and Morty. Then he's got a wife. Probably hasn't got a wife. Pops in the wife of Glenn Close. I've nearly picked this up a few times. It's only ever recently gone on sale on Blu-ray. It's always held a good price. Then we've got The Public. Not seen that come out yet. Suicide Squad to Hell to Pay. He replaces Will Smith in that as the voice of Deadshot. Then we've got HP, the Wolf in the True Alpha. Never heard of it until I've just looked at IMDB. Pops up in Milo's Murphy's Law, the voice of the Lion Guard. Mr. Robot has kept him busy for 46 fucking episodes. I've got that to watch downstairs. It's available on Blu-ray. Pops up in Scooby-Doo. And then recently Dirty John for 16 episodes. Another TV show. And it's 8 episodes actually. Then we've got We Can Be Heroes and Perks. So that is Christian Slater, entire IMDb. Wow. I've seen, and I've got a lot of them. Some I haven't heard of, but if I see Christian Slater's name on the box, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to buy it eventually, like the wife and all that. But again, Good, Bad, What the Fuck's Christian Slater. If it's not the next Good, the Bad, the What the Fuck's, it will definitely be the one after. Right, I'm going to have a look at the Laserdiscs quickly as an exclusive outtake just for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next IMDb rants, which will probably have to be Will Smith. And if you keep hearing that car go past every time, it's the same fucking car. He's got a Supra. Get over with it. Hello, here in the outtakes. Right, changed. There's the cuffs, signing what I was on about. Some art cards, I love cuffs. Right, so I've got quite a few Laserdiscs of Mr. Christian Slater here. So let's have a look. We've got Pump Up the Volume. Sorry, beard gets wet after drinking coffee. Pump Up the Volume. Nice little pattern on the Laserdisc there. It's really cool. Cool. Pump the Volume. I love that film. It's fucking class. Next up we have Murder in the First. I love this film. It's class. Very similar to the New Zealand cover. That UK cover on big box is quite different. Yeah, it's a really good movie, that. Dun, dun. Next up we have Broken Arrow. It's not the only time Broken Arrow. So that's more. This is the Japanese one actually, because the Japanese thing down there. That should really be down the side there. Christian Slater, John Travolta, back to back, big explosions there. I'm just going to put that down the side because we have dun 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 Broken Arrow. So there was an alternative VHS cover. I'm so dark, sorry, on the face. Alternative VHS version, and that was it. So I've had two different things going on there, and there's a third one. I fucking God knows where I've got all these from. So there. That one's the Japanese one. That's the original. I actually have the quad poster of this. Just watched it the other night. Definitely due for a podcast, like, but yeah, Laserdiscs. Well, wham. So yeah, 3 different versions of that for some reason. Next up, we've got, there you go, Beyond the Stars. Typically the cover, then the Laserdisc portions at the side. That's a very common thing. Here we go, Dream a Little Dream. The wacky film that the same director did. Sorry about the darkness on the face, I'm right underneath the light. Yeah, but they're very similar. In fact, they are a similar breed, aren't they? So that's what happens. You know, Laserdiscs, big ass box. What I love about collecting Laserdiscs though, it's not just hunting, because a lot of these are found in shops and stuff. The artwork, just fucking class. So yeah, Untamed Heart. You know what I mean? The artwork covers the whole thing. That's the movie you're going to watch. I mean, a lot of people like storage now. I mean, people just want to like have an app on the phone. You know what I mean? But there's a cast photo of Untamed Heart. It's a fucking amazing film, that. Next up, the last. Oh no. So in there, I love this one to bits. And this originally appeared in my Laserdisc collection video. I actually own the poster of it. It's right there. The writing's different colour, but I fucking visually think that's stunning. So that's Hard Rain on Laserdisc. And the last two are True Romance, and for some reason they made it blue. And nothing to do with the colour. But yeah, True Romance, and the other one is True Romance. But that is an imported Japanese version of it. I love that artwork. There's so much going on for it. It's a lush Laserdisc, that. But yeah, that's just a little outtake for Christian Slater movies. IMDB rants, probably the longest IMDB rant I would imagine. I'm going to try and do other actors more, like Schwarzenegger, stuff like that, you know. Paulie Shaw, Wesley Snipes, you know. But yeah, different kind of thing. Fucking postcard from Whitby. It's from Dracula. He wants me to go for an interview. I'm Steve Monkey Mason. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.